Imagine a town where babies seem to be born at triple the national average. A town so full of strollers, diapers, and lullabies that even government officials take notice. No, this isn't a sci-fi story. It's the heart of one of the strangest and most beloved urban legends of all time. Welcome to the curious case of the Baby Train. In 1939, Baby Train was mentioned in Christopher Morley's novel Kitty Flight. Quote, "The first thing you hear in the mornings in Montaigne is the early Q train to Chicago. It's too early to get up and too late to go to sleep again. We have a legend out there that the morning yells of that rattler do a good deal to keep up the birth rate." End quote. In 1944, the story was published in the New Encyclopedia Americana, 500 Stories for America's Amusement. In 1946, it appeared in a collection of jokes and anecdotes by Bennett Schaefer. Quote, "A visitor to a quote-unquote small town near Charleston is struck by the number of children in that village and thinks to ask the waiter at his hotel about it. The obligated server takes the traveler to see the train tracks at the east end of town, where the expresses to Miami came barreling through. Quote, 'It's this way,' end quote, he explained. Quote, 'That damn train rushes by here every morning at 7 o'clock. It's too early to get out of bed and too late to go back to sleep,' end quote." In 1946, Frank Cunningham wrote the book Big Dan, story of a colorful railroader, about the railroader Daniel Good Cunningham, or Big Dan. In the book, the Baby Train myth is mentioned. In 1956, Baby Train popped up in Playboy's quote-unquote party jokes. In 1967, Reader's Digest mentioned a version of the myth without a train. Quote, "A harried young serviceman tripping over small children, babies and buggies, and the assorted paraphernalia of the very young in the shopping area of San Francisco, sputtered, quote, 'Good Lord, don't these people around here ever do anything else?' End quote. A passerby commented knowingly, quote, 'It's the foghorns,' end quote." In 1985, Bill Scott, an Australian folklorist, published The Long and the Short and the Tall, a collection of Australian yarns where the baby train is written down. In 1993, folklorist Jan Arnold Bernvin published the book The Baby Train and the Other Lusty Urban Legends. The Baby Train was Jan's fifth in a series of books that set out to document and occasionally debunk urban legends, such as, quote, "Cactus and spiders," end quote, "The slasher under the car," end quote, and "Car theft during an earthquake," end quote, along with quote-unquote Baby Train. Many of the stories were collected from readers of Jan's syndicated newspaper column, Urban Legend. Like Jan's previous urban legend books, stories in The Baby Train and Other Lusty Urban Legends are divided into common themes: automobiles, animals, horror, accidents, sex and scandals, crime, business and professional, government, celebrity rumors, and academic legends. The story is charming in its simplicity. In a small peaceful town, a freight train rolls by in the early hours of the morning. The whistle blows, loud, sharp, and impossible to ignore. The problem, it's too early to get up and too late to go back to sleep. And so, according to the legend, the sleepy and slightly annoyed couples decide to pass the time in the most intimate way possible. 9 months later, a baby boom. This urban legend, lighthearted and imaginative, has appeared in different parts of the world, from the United States to the United Kingdom to Australia. The variations referring to foghorns and coastal areas, it's been passed around for decades, bringing a mix of laugh, head-shaking belief, and a touch of romance. One version of the myth, as written down by the Australian author and folklorist Bill Scott in The Long and the Short and the Tall, a collection of Australian yarns, tells the story of a little town on the coast, not too far north of Sydney, where the birth rate was 3 times the average for all the rest of Australia. This was so unusual, the government sent someone out to the town to investigate the cause of the high birth rate. When the official arrived, he found children everywhere he looked. Quote, "Even the local school had those temporary classrooms all over the place to fit them in, and they had a special maternity wing at the local hospital," end quote. The man was mystified for a while. The people there did not seem different from people in other small towns, so he couldn't understand why they got 3 times as many children. After a few nights in the town, the man figured figured it out. This particular town was right by the main railway. The train was delivering mail right past the town, and thus blew its whistle when it stopped. Since it was too early to get up, and it was too late to go back to sleep again, the adults had to find something to do in bed while waiting. This then led to very high birth rates. Other versions of the myth vary to different degrees. Sometimes a small town is in America or England. At first glance, the baby train might seem like just another silly tale, but dig deeper, and you'll find a surprisingly insightful commentary on human nature. The story suggests that when routines are disrupted, when the day doesn't go as planned, we revert to simple, comforting behaviors. It plays into an assumption about intimacy, boredom, and domestic life. It also reflects the way humans seek easy explanations for complicated phenomena, like birth rate trends. Similar stories have popped up after blackouts, blizzards, and even tragedies like the 1965 Northeast blackout or the 9/11 attacks. Each time, people claimed a baby boom followed. More often than not, the statistics don't support it. The baby train legend continues to spread not because it's true, but because it's fun. It's safe, it's cheeky, and it offers a comforting image of love thriving in small towns under unusual circumstances. It doesn't rely on horror or fear like many urban legends. It's actually kind of sweet, and it's exactly that warmth and imagination that makes it so endearing. So the next time you hear a train whistle early in the morning, maybe you pause and smile. Whether or not it's because waking up the whole town for some unexpected romance, it's a reminder of how we create stories that explain life mysteries. Urban legends like the baby train makes us laugh, reflect, and continue across generations. They blur the lines between fact and fiction in the most delightful ways. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more fascinating folklore and curious tales. And tell me in the comments, what's the funniest or most unbelievable urban legend you've ever heard? Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and maybe turn down the volume on that alarm clock.